We took another road trip to try to be as safe as possible. The boy and I drove from Colorado to St. Louis, where the boy's mom lives. And then we were going to drive from St. Louis to the Chicagoland area and see my family. And then from there, we were going to drive back to Colorado. That was the plan. We've done that before. And for us, we thought it was the safest way to go about it, to exchange gifts, to still be able to see our family, which again, it was just going to be a really tiny group, immediate family. Like I wasn't even going to see my sisters really while I was back home, mostly because those bitches aren't vaccinated, but also because, we want to keep the group small and be safe. So we drove to St. Louis. We're at the boy's mom's house, and she was so excited for Christmas. And I was excited for her because she, first of all, has lived in a house full of boys like her whole life. And I'm just excited to just be another female person in her life and surround her in her home where she doesn't have to hear about like farts and dick jokes. So I was excited for her that we were all gonna have Christmas together. And she said this was like the first Christmas in almost 10 years that she was gonna have all the boys and everyone back home for Christmas. It hasn't happened in a really long time. But it was gonna happen for her this year. But then when we got there, we found out one of the boys' stepbrothers was not gonna make it because he had tested positive for COVID, and he lives in LA, and so he canceled his flight, everything, and was responsible and stayed home. And he wasn't able to make it. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but everyone else was able to show up. So, it was still a really great time. It was really lovely. I mean, we went for a couple different hikes. They're very active people, which I love and appreciate. So we went for hikes. There was no snow in St. Louis. The weather was beautiful. And so it was like also eerily weird because it's like, it's not supposed to be like this in December, but here we are. But it was awesome, and we had such a wonderful time. And so we spent a couple days with them. We spent Christmas with them, and I think it was like 2 or 3 days after Christmas that we were supposed to go and drive to Crystal Lake, Illinois, in northern Illinois, Chicagoland area, to go see my family. But my mom called me, and it broke my heart because she started to break down in tears and said that my stepbrother that they had spent Christmas with 2 days beforehand just came down with COVID. So she said it was best for us not to come, which I appreciate her for that. I love her for that because I'm getting really emotional in this episode. I think I'm just like emotional in general right now because of the Chester stuff, and that emotion is coming out into more things right now because I don't think I would normally get emotional about this. But here I am crying again. My mom called me and she was crying because she was like really, really looking forward to us coming up there. And I was too. Why am I crying so much? I don't like it. Because I just wanted to talk to my mom about the Chester stuff and be with my mom. And she's been going through some shit. I've been going through some shit. And she was just so excited for us to come out there. And we couldn't. It sucked. So that's okay. It's okay. I'm going to go fly out to see her. I don't know when, but sometime soon. So it's all right. But anyway, we couldn't make it to Christmas because she had to wait to get tested. You had to wait to the incubation period or whatever. And then she went to go get tested. She ended up testing negative. So we could have gone up there, but at that point we didn't know. So that's the irresponsible thing to do. So we were trying to be responsible. We just stayed in St. Louis for a couple more days and then went back home to Colorado. So I was not able to go up to see my family for Christmas. So that part sucked. But also, it kind of saved the day a little bit because the boy and I made a major, major mistake in the gifts that we were bringing people. We forgot half of our gifts at home before leaving on our giant road trip. Yeah. So what we did is we decided to go the cheap route because a bitch don't have no job, and we were doing homemade gifts. And we decided to make pasta and Italian red sauce to go with it. And we froze all the red sauce. We made like a ton, and we froze it so it was in the freezer, and that way it can stay good and we could transport it and give it to people. And then for the pasta, we got a little creative. We have this, like, it's called the Pasta Bible, and we have this book, and we were looking through it and we were like, it seems kind of easy-ish to make flavored pasta because we make pasta all the time. And so we decided to get fancy with it. We made like this red tomato pasta, and then we made a green spinach pasta, and then we made white regular pasta. And so it's all Christmas themed. And then I twisted it up and formed it and shaped it into pasta candy canes. And they turned out so freaking cute. But the thing is that we forgot all the dried pasta candy canes at home. We only took the sauce. We were so focused because we made the sauce like 2 days before we were going to leave. So we had made the pasta candy canes like a couple weeks beforehand. That took forever. It took us like 3 days to be fully done with it, get them packaged, wrapped, looking cute, put little glittery bows on them. And then we put it in a giant, big like plastic container so that way we can put it in the car and they'll be safe. We don't have to worry about them squishing because it's in this container. And then we would be able to take it. But we were so focused on the pasta sauce that we had made like 2 days before, and we forgot all of the pasta candy canes. So now the boy and I have 15 pounds of dried pasta candy canes still in our house that we were going to give away for Christmas, but we left it here and weren't able to give away any of it. We're going to give a bunch to the boys' family, a bunch of friends that we have in St. Louis, and we forgot it. So Christmas was kind of a bust this year. We messed up. And I know that's not the point of Christmas. And I know it's okay. And it was still really thoughtful. And people appreciated it, even if it was just the pasta sauce. But it was still like, that was like a major part of the gift that we were doing. We spent 3 days on the pasta alone. So we were pretty pissed about it. So anyway, I hope your Christmas was good. I hope your Christmas wasn't ruined. I hope you didn't forget half of your gifts at home. And I know there are a lot of people who had Christmas affected by COVID, and I'm sorry for that. But I hope that you are doing better now and you're on the mend, or you're already fully recovered from COVID and you're doing well. And I think at the end of the day, we need to remember that that's what's important. Right? Look at me being all sappy, optimistic. Ugh. That has not been my life the last 6 months. Just saying. Anyway, I was thinking about it, like New Year's resolutions and stuff. Like, I don't know. I didn't really get into New Year's resolutions this year. For New Year's, I mean, we came home early. We were supposed to be in Chicago for it, but we like made dinner, stayed till midnight, did a champagne toast at midnight. My neighborhood, they were popping off fireworks at midnight on New Year's. So opened the door, kind of watched a couple fireworks. And then some neighbors down the street were like yelling out the door, like, Happy New Year. So we decided to, well, I did. The boy didn't. He's too cool for that. But I was like, Happy New Year. Just whatever. So that was our New Year's right at home. It was very similar to last year. I think that's exactly what we did. But not really getting into New Year's resolutions this year. I mean, my wedding is in 7 months. I haven't lost any weight since buying my dress, which I know. It's not important, and I don't necessarily need to lose any weight. But the problem is that I ordered my dress in the sample size that I had tried on, and that bitch was snug. So I have to lose a little bit. But, also because I want to. Like I said, I've been in a slump the last couple of months, and that has not helped with the pounds, but it is what it is. And I got a gym membership. I literally went on December 31st and signed up for a gym membership, mostly because they had a deal going on, and it was supposedly ending that day. But I still have yet to go. But, I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. Anyway, was thinking about this year's motto and what I want this year's motto to be. Because I've had a motto the last couple years, kinda. It started in 2020. I was like, I had a motto that really, really got me through 2020. 2020 with dealing with some bullshit, right? This freaking pandemic, politics. We're dealing with, people that for whatever reason think they're smarter than scientists and research that is actually being done. They know better. So for 2020, my motto was care less. And that's what I kept telling myself. Every time I got into it with who knows who about politics, I was like, Nina, care less. Care less. Who cares about these people? Who cares? Care less. So 2020, that was my motto, and it really got me through some stuff. Care less. So feel free to steal that this year if you need that. 2021, I feel like maybe I started the year out with a motto. I can't remember it because so much has happened since then. But 2021, I think my motto was just like deep breathing and hyperventilating and like trying to just be okay. That was my motto in 2021. How terrible. 2021 was such a bad year. Such a bad year. We always say that, like, oh, this year sucked, that year sucked. Like before 2021, I thought my worst year was 2016 with all the killer clowns. I was dealing with like car stuff, apartment stuff. That was when I had gotten attacked by a dog and like went through all of that stuff. So like I thought 2016 was a bad year, but like these last 6 months of 2021, man, kicked my ass bad, but it is what it is. So my motto in 2021 was just hyperventilating and breathing and just trying to stay alive. But here we are. For 2022, what is my motto for 2022? I've been saying this a lot lately, and I think I'm just going to make it my motto. We'll see if it works out. I don't know. But my motto that I'm deciding it's going to be for 2022 is, who cares? You're fucking fine. I swear. I have been saying this so much lately, and I don't know where it came from. And I think it's just like my mentality going through everything that I've been going through and like trying to just move forward and just trying to, I don't know, just trying to live and trying to stay in Denver and trying to plan a wedding and trying to, just deal with life. And that has been coming out of me a lot is, who cares? You're fucking fine. You're fine. You're fine. Are you not fine? Because I think you're fine. You're gonna be okay. And that's my mentality going into 2022. And I'm sticking to it. So that's where I'm at right now. Man, I already broke down like really hysterically crying in this first episode of the podcast. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I don't know how much I'm going to end up editing out of that or keep in it, but whew, yeah. I didn't expect that. I'm serious. I cried about it this morning. I cried about it yesterday. I was really hoping that I would get it out of my system that way that I can get in front of this microphone and be okay. So even just, I didn't even get into it. I wasn't planning on getting into it. I was just going to say it. Chester died. Whew. And I can't like not get emotional about it. Look, we're doing it again. We're not doing it again. Who cares? You're fucking fine. You're fucking fine. All right. Episode 1, thank you so much for listening to the Nina Blanco podcast. We will keep this going. I kind of have this vision of streaming my podcast and recording episodes live, like while other people are watching on Twitch. So I might do that. I don't know if I'm doing that for the next episode. I don't know if I'm doing that in a couple weeks. I don't know if I'm doing that in a month. But that is the vision. Anyway, you can still watch the videos. They're up. Go on my Instagram, I think is the best way to figure all this stuff out. Go to my Instagram at the Nina Blanco. And on my page there's a link tree that has all the links that you're going to need. Okay. Thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you listening. Okay. Bye.